Hello everyone, today we will study about tertiary and quaternary structure of proteins. Before starting with tertiary structure of proteins, we will see super secondary structure which are present in between secondary and tertiary structure of proteins. So first of all, we will see super secondary structure. Actually, various combination of secondary structure is called super secondary structure, and motifs are the simple combination of a few secondary structure element with specific geometric arrangements. So, mainly three combinations of secondary structures are possible, that is alpha-alpha combination, alpha-beta combination and beta-beta combination. So, according to this, these common motif structures are there. First one is helix loop helix motif, which exploit alpha-alpha motif structure. Here two alpha helix are joined together by a non-helical loop region, and they join in such a manner that there will be end terminus of one alpha helix which join to end terminus of next alpha helix, so that at the end we get only C terminal. That means in the end we get end terminus of one alpha helix and C terminus of next alpha helix. Then second one is beta alpha beta motif, that exploit alpha beta motif combination, and here two parallel beta plate sheets are joined together by, you can see here two parallel beta plate sheets are there which run in same direction, and they are joined together by alpha helical region, and because of parallel beta sheets there is the space between two beta plate sheets, so this alpha helix can easily join them through their C and N terminals. Then third one is hairpin beta motif, which exploit beta-beta motif structure, and it is also known as reverse turns of beta bands. In this motif structure, two anti-parallel beta plated sheets are joined together by a small loop region that is known as beta turn. Because the beta sheets are anti-parallel, so there is a less space between two beta sheets, and that's why it is joined together by a short loop region that is present towards outside. Okay, and this beta turn is a very tight turn that is made up of only 4 amino acids, and out of these 4 amino acids, glycine and proline are always there in the beta turn. Glycine because of their small size, because there is less space, and proline because of their rigidity, because this turn is very tight and rigid. It is just like a hairpin. You can see here their structure resembles the hairpin. Okay, so in this beta turn, the amino acid first amino acid is hydrogen bonded to the carbonyl oxygen of first amino acid is hydrogen bonded to the amide hydrogen of fourth amino acid, like this, and that's why this turn is very rigid, because there is a hydrogen bond between carbon number 1 and between amino acid 1 and amino acid 4. The next motif is Greek key. Greek key, it often found, or they take their name from design that is often found on Greek pottery. In this Greek key structure, 5 anti-parallel beta plate sheets are linked together by non-helical region like this, and this type of design is very often found on Greek pottery. That's why the name is Greek key structure. So these are the common structural motifs which are super secondary structure. Now we will see the tertiary structure of proteins. It is the three-dimensional arrangement of polypeptide chain, that is folding of its secondary structural element. Secondary structural element folded into three-dimensional structure, and in the formation of tertiary structure of protein, the amino acid side chains are spatially distributed according to their polarities. For example, non-polar amino acids in the tertiary structure like valine, leucine, isoleucine, methionine, phenylalanine, they occur in the interior of a protein very far away from the aqueous environment. Then charged polar amino acids like arginine, histidine, lysine, aspartate and glutamate, they are located on the surface of a protein. And uncharged polar groups like serine, threonine, asparagine, glutamine and aromatic amino acids, tyrosine and tryptophan, they are usually found on the surface but frequently occur in the interior of molecule. So these are the arrangement of amino acid side chains in the tertiary structure of protein when they form folded structure. Now basic structural unit of tertiary structure of protein. So polypeptide chain that consists of more than approximately 200 amino acids usually fall into two or more globular clusters which are known as domains, and domains are consist of 100 to 200 amino acids, and their diameter is usually approximately 25 angstrom, and each domain has its own function. Suppose if a protein or enzyme is made up of 3 domains, then each 3 domain will have their own function. Okay. Now domain usually contains a combination of 2 or more covalently linked motifs. That means motifs, that is the combination of secondary structure, then motif, then the combination of motifs form domain, and then domain form tertiary structure of proteins. Okay. So here 3 domain structure present in proteins. Alpha domain which exploit alpha motif structure. Mainly 2 types of alpha domain structure are there, that is common. 4 helix bundle and globin fold. In 4 helix bundle you can see here 4 alpha helix are linked together by non-helical region like this. And the interaction angle between alpha helices is around 18 degree, and the example in which this 4 helix bundle is present is cytochrome B562. Then next one is globin fold. Globin fold is found in myoglobin and hemoglobin, that is they found in the proteins of globin family, and it comprises of a bundle of 8 short alpha helices that connected by short loops and form hydrophobic pocket for the binding of heme group, and the interaction angle between alpha helices is about 50 degree. Now the next domain is alpha beta domain. As the name suggests, it exploits alpha beta motif structure, beta alpha motif structure, and the common example of alpha beta domain is alpha beta barrel, in which you can see here in the central region parallel beta beta sheets are present just like this circle, and these parallel beta beta sheets are joined together by alpha helices. Okay, so hydrophobic side chains of amino acids of both parallel beta sheets as well as alpha helix are present towards this side, and they interdigitate with each other. Okay, now example of this alpha beta barrel is 10% of known enzyme structure contain this alpha beta barrels. Then third one domain is beta domain, which exploit beta motif, and in this structure actually 4 to 10 antipolar beta strains arranged into 2 sheets or layer and form a beta sandwich. You can see here, suppose this white are antipolar beta sheets, and form the first layer, and the peach colored one form the second layer. So they are present just like this sandwich, and all the hydrophobic groups of amino acid side chains present towards inner side, that is in between the 2 layers of beta plated sheets. That's why the name is beta sandwich. Okay, and the example is immunoglobulin. That is all about the tertiary structure of proteins. Okay, and a protein that is made up of a single polypeptide chain has a maximum structural level, only tertiary structure level, and those proteins which are made up of more than one polypeptide chain have quaternary structure, and that is the spatial arrangement of polypeptide subunits. That means more than one polypeptide subunits, how they interact with each other in space. Okay, so protein with identical subunits refers to oligomeric, and identical monomeric subunit is known as protomers. In quaternary structure of proteins, mainly rotational symmetry is found, and in the rotational symmetry mainly cyclic symmetry and dihedral symmetry is there. You can see here in cyclic symmetry subunits are related by a single axis of rotation. This is C2 cyclic symmetry, this is C3 cyclic symmetry, in which single axis of rotation there. In dihedral symmetry and fold rotation axis is there, and in case of D2 dihedral symmetry 2 axes interact at right angle. So that is all about quaternary structure of proteins. We will see it in detail in hemoglobin structure also.